right, guys, Blitz World Series action coming at you in the Pro Division. Best of 5 here for the month of November on the demo map. Man, this map, if you guys haven't seen much of it lately, we've had some exciting games, been a lot of fun. We got Luke, the Jedi in red out of the USSR on the bottom side here. We got Latov, the Deso-King in yellow out of Kuwait on the top side. A couple of top-level pros, man. A couple of top-level pros in here. It's a little tricky right now. So Latov finished 4th last month. And Quas isn't really around this month. So Luke is probably our number 5 right now. Well, if you take Quas out, Luke's probably number 4. So Latov and Luke, theoretically pretty close. You know, there's some pretty big jumps. Like, Marco, Keenan, Latov, I feel like are kind of in their own class. Well, with that being said, Quas hangs with them as well. Luke hasn't quite busted into that top 4 yet, but I think he's right on the precipice. It just depends on how many reps he's getting in and how he's playing the maps. Day to day at this level, little things can make such a big difference. But, of course, Latov coming off that 4th place finish last month. He's looking hungry this month. But Luke, though, a decisive victory over Artie. And Artie has been playing some really, really good blitz. He's also that mid-level, mid kind of tier pro player. He beat up Legend. He beat up Zed. Who else did Artie beat? Oh, Artie beat Marsh as well. So Artie was looking super tough. But Luke beat him pretty well. So you guys know, I'm all here about them. I'm trying to matchmake, try to get us competitive games. I have a feeling this one's going to be a good one. So we shall see. Let's see how you guys are feeling on the prediction.
I've got the knowledge.
Apparently you guys don't think that. 100% of you that voted on Latov here going for the Deso-King. Hard to bet against Latov. But I think the Jedi is going to put on a show for us. So early dogs and rhinos for Latov pushing in here. Luke, definitely a little bit more comfortable with Allied. Now, this map's a bit interesting because at first glance it seems very open, kind of like the Surge map, which was heavily Soviet favored. But this map actually has a different caveat, and what it is, it's these mesas. So these mesas create early choke points on both sides, which do allow for a fairly significant defensive advantage, and that's kind of rare to have that on a map that's so open. So late game, as you spread your base out, there's 4 massive lanes, obviously. It's a very offensive map in a lot of ways, open to a lot of splits. But early game, oh, the Desolator's way out of position for Luke there. Demo truck going to grab it, now going to send it in. Ooh, nice control there from Latov. Oh, that Desolator from Luke. Oh, it doesn't get down. That would have got some nice chip damage. Taking out some dogs as well. But yeah, so early game, it does give the player a bit of room to breathe. Demo truck on the left side from Luke. Good map awareness, but the drone there from Latov to counter it. Luke doing a pretty good job with these Desolators. Well, as I say that, he's using Desolators. Not sure how much value he's getting out of them. But Desolators against the Deso-King, always funny. And it's funny, we call Latov the Deso-King, but in Blitz lately, we actually haven't really seen him embracing a lot of Desolators, honestly. Latov has been running a tier 1 tech strategy, a Rhino rush strategy. He's just been massing war factories, massing dogs, and thundering down the field. We haven't even seen a lot of radar tech from him lately, from his Soviet looks. Nice Desolators there from Luke. Gonna get some nice damage in. They do take out his fodder as well, but Luke severely outgunned in this position. It's gonna come down to what those Desolators were able to do. Luke now having to desolate his own tanks, just trying to stop the bleeding here. MCV melts. Latov's army's gonna pop here. The problem is Latov has so many war factories that Latov's gonna have another wave of rhinos right behind it. Well, Latov on 5 war factories. Luke on 5 is Luke on 4 now. He just lost his 5th. So it was about even there. Not sure exactly how Latov got so far ahead on tanks there. At this level, things go so quick. If you're a fraction of a second faster on each build, it does give you that nice lead early on. And Latov saw the window of opportunity, was able to get in there and get the value he wanted. A war factory and an MCV going down at the 4-minute mark. Very, very tough. And now we see Latov switch over to tech. So the Battle Lab out now for Latov. Great move, right? As soon as the MCV goes down, Latov can now go on the defense. Desolator's getting a lot of damage done. And the ball's certainly in Luke's court here. And Luke kind of gumming himself up here on this map. We'll see if the pros adjust to this later on in the month, kind of leaving a lane open here. I've specifically made it so that the middle of the base here would be kind of compact, difficult to work through, to kind of create 2 zones of the map so that the left army can't just pivot over to the right side really quickly. Luke, a bit of a tank advantage here, but now Latov out with the Desolators to help hold. So now it's Latov's turn to play defense here as the tanks come rolling through. Luke gonna dive on that oil, takes a War Factory with it. Yeah, takes another War Factory. Now Luke on radiation, and what we saw on Luke's side of the map, now we're seeing on Latov's side. Luke bounces outside of the radiation, grabs another War Factory, but the Dreadnought's going to work, the Kirov's going to work, both uncontested now, no anti-air out. Latov just built a V3 rocket for God knows what reason. Luke now forced to build Flak Troopers. Unfortunately, Flak Troopers are a bad joke. Berg, add it to your to-do list. Flak Troopers are terrible. They're totally useless. I hate them. Going down, Flak Tracks coming back to defend that Kirov. Luke's still on a couple War Factories right now. He does have power. He does have some War Factories. Barracks goes down. That's unfortunate. Luke cannot afford to lose any more buildings. His Flak Tracks go AFK. The Kirov takes out another War Factory on 1 tick of health. And Luke down to his last War Factory. Not much left to do in this position for the Jedi. Deso-King seals home the first one. Soviet versus Soviet. Very tough. Luke has a demo truck on the left side, which I find to be hilarious. And Luke, man, Luke never quits. Luke never quits. It's admirable, I think, in some situations. Endearing in some situations. Annoying in some situations. But, Luke says G. A typo? Or is it a mind trick? G, not GG. Alright, so now over to Allied versus Allied. So now we'll see if Luke, you expect that Soviet versus Soviet one to go to Latov, obviously one of the strongest Soviet players in the world. Luke, you know, prides himself on being more of a builder. You know, we've seen his Blitz Allied, what he can get done with Eagles, what he's able to do late game, his ability just to tech up, and his macro, obviously, are what have him in this pro division so firmly. But can certainly be tough. Even, you know, Latov proving himself as well. Can definitely put up points against the best of them with either faction. So, Luke will be looking to try to slow down this game, I think. Already an early pillbox out. We'll see how Latov chooses to counter it. But Latov looking tough. Yeah, someone's saying Latov currently this month, 68-1 in quick match. 68-1. Latov's an absolute beast. And I love these guys at the top level. Like, Marco, like you guys remember, Marco finished 4th. 2 or 3 months ago, Marco finished 4th. And then after that, he just went on a rampage after that, you know? So now Marco, won 3 games in a row now? It's, you know, or sorry, the last 2 tournaments, but it's just how it goes with these guys. Like Latov last month, that 4th place finish for Latov, yeah, it's just like kicking a dragon in the face. Now he's hungry this month. And you love to see it, unless you're, you know, someone who has to compete against him. So Latov out with the first Eagle now. Luke getting a massive economy behind him. 5 oils before going for a second War Factory, before going AFC. And Luke is going to bring out destroyers and probably some cruisers as well here. Get some anti-air in the middle of the map. The destroyers are hilarious on this map. They're little boat tanks. They're little floating grizzlies. Now, Latov either accidentally or purposefully did keep himself away from the shoreline. We have seen the destroyers swing a couple games when players, you know, accidentally put their production next to the shoreline. I'm excited to see what lower division players have seen this tactic. We got the lower division tournaments coming up this week. I'm excited to see which of those players will realize this, because these destroyers can get things done. So Eagles hovering for Latov, looking for a target, and Luke just massing anti-air. But even with that massive early economy, Luke's still going broke as he brings out the 2 AFCs. So Luke had a strategy here just to like mass oils and then go late into stuff and push. So he builds 2 AFCs right away, which you have to do because Latov's more than likely going to cancel one out. So Luke does grab the demo truck on the left side. Ooh, and Latov eats a little bit of splash damage there. Latov sending 1 GI on the right side. Why am I saying the right side is the left side? It's a weird error to make. And the destroyers doing work. Destroyers aren't cheap though, guys. I think they're like 1,000, so they are more expensive than Grizzlies. Ooh, that demo truck doesn't get much done. Defensive paradrop from Luke, still trying to slow things down now. Needs to get his Eagles out as soon as possible. That Navy push. He started with a big economy, but you know, the naval yard, right? Obviously, it's like building on another tab. It's basically like producing on 5 tabs. Latov's 52-1. Marsh, you're the one who got the win versus Latov? That's funny. That's why I call him Mystic Marsh. Alright, so it does get in and cancels out that battle lab, but Latov does get a gap generator up. So Latov now, a couple gap generators up. Latov's gapped up. Latov ahead on tech tanks. Ooh, Luke pulls himself out of position for that. Oh, and the MCV goes down, and Latov hits him with the old 1-2. The old 1-2. Oh, grabs that oil, now forced to hover over it. Oh, God. Ooh, nice. Takes the AFC with an eagle on it. Did get some value out of that, but paid a pretty high price. And, you know, crashing eagles constructively, it's a value thing, right? Eagles are 1,200 credits. Depends on where you're at with your finances and what you're going to get for it. And getting the AFC, I think Luke had to try to get some offensive value there. Does it, and it grabs the battle lab, but being down in MCV, I love that from Latov. Latov's like, look over here. He has like a GI IFV on one side of the map for whatever reason. And then he's like, look over here. And then he's got Grizzlies attacking. And then, bah! Eagles down the middle take the MCV. Alright, GIs and the destroyers and the cruisers. Luke still pumping. If Luke had, I don't know, if Luke had 50k, if Luke had unlimited money right now, it'd be a tough position. All the Eagles loop all the way around. Demo trucks out. This map, that's kind of the wild card on this map. But I think, like I said, as this month goes on, we've seen the demo trucks at the top level get less and less value as the players kind of learn to deal with them. Oh, that... Oh! So neither demo truck gets much done. Yeah, with being broke, so Luke, this particular position combined with being broke, essentially unwinnable, you gotta think. You gotta think it's about unwinnable for Luke. But yeah, Latov not gonna rush in, not gonna be reckless here. Gonna systematically kind of choke Luke out, surround him, and starve him out. But Luke bringing in, Luke's got a decent little army here, but Latov's got a bigger army with better tanks and more units. And unfortunately, that matters. The destroyers. Yeah, you guys got to use the prisms to take out these destroyers. You know, I didn't even consider the destroyers being like a tactical unit to kind of back and support tanks on land. That was kind of an unanticipated surprise. It's been fun to see, though. How is Luke doing so good right now? Wait, what? Wait, what? The Elite Prism. Wait, what? Wait, what? What just happened? What just happened? Someone tell me what just happened. Oh my god, 2 Elite Prisms. He has 2 Elite... Okay, alright. I'm gonna go back and rewatch that. We're gonna all go back and rewatch that one together. Oh my god, he's blundering so hard right now. Alright, we're all gonna go back and rewatch that afterwards. I gotta break that one down. I think the destroyers did a lot more work than I anticipated. I really just need to shut up. You know, I've kind of learned that. Like, I used to be like, oh, he's winning this position. I used to be wrong a lot. Now I'm, like, very selective about it. I mean, I try to be at least. Although this just happened yesterday, right? This literally just happened yesterday where I spaced out and then Dynamics had an epic comeback. For the YouTube, I actually went and re-recorded over that part so that I would be commentating and not just, like, complaining about Zed. Destroyer doubters in shambles with the Rockies. I don't know. I thought I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. I don't know, man. It's amazing. Like, I sit here for 4 hours a day watching this. I know it's difficult too, though, when I watch, like, I've been watching a lot of semi-pro games. At the higher levels, it's difficult to anticipate sometimes. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just making up excuses. I have no idea what's going on, clearly. All right, here we go. Over to point number 3 now. Luke the Force is with him. I think that's the perfect point. So Luke with an absolutely incredible comeback there, no matter how you cut it. One of those ones where I'm sure Latov did a few things wrong, but Luke had to have done every single thing right. in that late game to come back. So very, very nice. Luke out, or sorry, Latov out now with the early flat cannon. Luke going to try to get some value out of these GIs. Pretty decent little GI bundle, and it's been interesting to see. It's been interesting to see how the GI rush has developed at the top level. You know, at the lower levels, it's like you send two GIs on a quest, right? At the lower levels now, it's the GIs combine with your Grizzlies, and then you have the sniper IFV in the mix to thin out the fodder. And, but goes into quite kind of a little bit of a death triangle there of sentry guns. Nice defense there from Latov. This map's a little bit tricky. Versus a good player, you can't just loop around the backside because a good player will just go down the gut. So it's not really an option to, like, at the lower levels, you'll see the GIs just keep walking around the outside. That's what I do to people, and it works. You just keep baiting sentries till you get around the backside. At the top level, that doesn't really work, though, because Latov will just be like, all right, sure, walk your GIs around, and then the Rhinos go down the gut, which we saw quite a bit, that strategy kind of defined on the Surge map specifically. Demo truck for both players. We'll see if either guy can get value out of it. Demo truck on the right side could be a bit annoying. Oh, brings over one Rhino to defend. Really unfortunate to lose a... Ooh, Latop, he's going to lose a War Factory. Latop does lose a War Factory, and that is an absolute prayer for an allied player. Slowing down that Rhino production early on is everything. We do see Latop now switching things up, bringing in a very early tech strategy here. And it's important to know, you know, I talk about these Soviet looks. You really have to look at the Soviet strategy versus the other factions. So Latov, Soviet versus Soviet, we've seen him just massing Rhinos more. But Soviet versus Allied here obviously feels the need to get the Iron Curtain out early, which I think makes perfect sense, particularly against an opponent like Luke, who has demonstrated an ability to get so much early value with the GIs to slow down that Rhino pressure and kind of get him into the mid-game. As we see Luke now turtled in nicely, but Latov going to try to crack the shell here with the Kirov, the Dreadnoughts, and the Iron Curtain. Cruisers out now from Luke for anti-air support. I really like that move. No, so we actually tested this the other day, guys. The demo trucks should not be killing, they should not be affecting air units. Snark and I tested this the other day. I thought they were, but that's not the case, and we tested it, so that should not be the case. Dynamics, I don't think that's the case. Going for that oil. Can he smash through and get that oil? That'd be pretty nice. Yeah, Luke needs to be very careful in this position. Yeah, genius, you won't win the lottery. With my luck now, you'll win the lottery. Flat cans out, but not much static support here. There's a lot of Grizzlies from Luke rolling through here. Latov has one batch of Rhinos top left, chilling. These Grizzlies are now uncontested. Do we have an Iron Curtain coming? Oh, and the Iron Curtain from Latov. That Iron Curtain was absolutely beautiful. And the Kirov catches a few Grizzlies on the retreat. So that Iron Curtain, man, that was glorious, right? He Iron Curtained his own tanks, but also got the MCV. Very nice defensive move here from Latov. It's a lot of smoking Grizzlies, guys. The only thing worse than a smoking Grizzly, the only thing worse than a regular Grizzly is a smoking Grizzly. I mean, they're already so fragile, so smoking Grizzlies are pretty much useless. And that Dreadnought does punch through and grab that oil. And now Luke needs to be a little bit careful. That offensive push there on the right side was nice, but Latov just really played it well. He knew the Iron Curtain was coming. He knew he would hold that position. Very well played. Kirov now rerouting to the left side. Dreadnought and the Destroyers from Luke doing work here. Luke's going to try to pinch. He's got the Destroyers. Does he have the Grizzlies for this? He needs to pull back to that Prism Tower. He does not have the Grizzlies to be engaging right now. His Rockies are AFK on the left side. The Kirov's uncontested on the left side. Dreadnought's still trying to punch through. Destroyers doing work. Latov massing those Dreadnoughts right now. Latov has a scary amount of Rhinos that Luke is kind of choosing like he does, pretending like he doesn't have. The Rhinos now on the right side are kind of at a critical mass. Mirages are coming out to help. The Kirov on the left side was stomped out, but ultimately the Kirov and the Dreadnought are just spinning Luke's head around in every direction right now, and Luke does not have the Mirages that he needs right now. The Iron Curtain coming. What do you guys think? Possibly game-ending Iron Curtain here. We are going to see a Force Shield from Luke. Oh. No Force Shield from Luke. No Force Shield from Luke. Luke goes down the left side now. Going to try to go for a base trade. I'm tempted to say it's not going to work, but apparently I have no idea what's going on in this game because this is about the same position I thought we were in last game. Force shield for Latop doesn't really worry about the power. There isn't much of an offensive punch left for Luke. Luke now without a War Factory. The Cruiser's doing a good job slowing down those Dreadnoughts, but now Squids and Rhinos to take them out. Rocky's coming over. There's no anti-air in this group, but there is a few Vets and more Rhinos than I think Luke's going to be able to handle. The no War Factory is really, really tough in this position. Luke calls GG. Yeah, so I'd seen a couple games where I thought demo trucks on the hill were splashing air units, Eagles and Rockies. But Snark said he didn't think that was true, and then Snark and I tested it, and we weren't able to replicate it. So it must be like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like what the scenario. We like really tested it the other day. I don't really know. All right, splash damage apparently does affect air units in some situations. So here we go. Lahatov fighting to send Luke home. Luke fighting to bring us a barn burner. Can Luke give us a barn burner? Come on, Luke. The force is with you, buddy. Give the people what they want. Latov with Allied. Luke with Soviet here. You got to think this is one of the better faction matchups for them. Luke's just grown into a very strong Soviet player in Blitz. But, I mean, what am I supposed to say? Latov's a freak. That's the reality. Kian, Marco, and Quas have proven to really only be the only three players that can beat him. But like I said, guys, I really do think Luke is right on the precipice of cracking into the top 4. So, Rhino's down now from Luke, trying to get early. Oh, God, that pillbox, those GIs, that GGI. Why does he have so many Grizzlies? Here's the thing, guys. Latov's playing chess. The rest of us are playing Candyland. That's the reality. That was an absolutely beautiful pillbox. Dogs out now from Luke, so we're going to see a seal to clean out Luke's fodder. The fodder obviously a big component here to try to thin things out. The infantry, oh, the dogs punch through and clean out that infantry. But again, Luke going to be forced to plot here. The Grizzlies alone almost enough to hold, and an elite GI now holding that zone. Eagles out now from Latov. Latov is broke. Latov is broke right now, and if he continues to commit to these Eagles, he'll put himself even more broke. We do have a Navy SEAL on the back left. Keep an eye on that. Navy SEAL topside. Oh, no. Oh, no. Forces the undeploy on the MCV. That's always nice. Oh, doesn't get anything else, though. But undeploys the MCV, cancels out a building, slows down the macro a little bit. Always good versus Soviet player to try to slow down the early game. Dogs punching through, though. The Rhino's coming. That's a lot of smoking Grizzlies in there. Latov has the money for the pillbox. I'm not seeing the pillbox you'd expect from in this position. He was building a Prism Tower. The Prism Tower goes down, though. The Dog's doing nice work in this position. Oh, Luke pulls away from the Prism Towers, but he's in range of another Prism Tower. He gets the AFC, and he pulls back. What do you guys think in this position? I think Luke should have kept the gas going there. I think he should have kept going. Now Latov able to recover, spamming GIs to hold the position. Demo truck coming in on the left side. Those GIs doing a lot of work, though. Oh, he needs to be careful. That demo truck. Oh, gets the War Factory. A beautiful 1-2 punch for Luke, supporting that demo truck, opening up the lane, and getting that demo truck into the heart of Latov's base. But Luke's still dancing in range of these Prism Towers, and that Prism Tower Latov, I think, is microing that Prism Tower right now, because the Prism Tower, it does get caught shooting some dogs. Generally speaking, you counter those Prism Towers with the dogs, but then obviously a good player will start microing the Prism Tower there. So the Prism Tower is slowing him down a little bit. Luke going to take another breather here. Against a lesser player, you might think, hey, I've gotten so much offensive value, let's not risk it. Let's not risk the counterpunch. Let's pull back and take a breather. But against a player like Latov, man, when the window of opportunity opens, you got to go through it. He's going to try to dive on that oil. That should... Oh, and look at Latov. Latov pulls the GIs out of the zone to save them from the oil. It's an obvious strategy, but to be able to pull that off and have the wherewithal to do that in the heat of the moment, that's what separates the good players from the great ones. But as I say that, these Rhinos now uncontested. The Prism Tower puts him low power. The MCV goes down. Luke rolls through. The barn's burning, boys. The barn is burning, guys, just like that. And I noticed we had some doubters in here. People were like, is Luke pro? Can Luke really hang with Latov? Like I said, guys, I mean, gun to my head, I would have thought Latov was taking home the series, but Luke definitely up there and proving himself here. Both players playing great, and I think that's what's impressive about this game and the wins that Luke has gotten. Latov really hasn't made many mistakes today. Luke has just been playing some really, really tight blitz and getting great value whenever there's an opportunity. As always, guys, if you're enjoying this content, you're watching it on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. You guys knew I was going to say that. I say it at the same time every video. But if you can do it, it's awesome. It's free for you. It helps me immensely. Trying to get more people watching and playing Red Alert 2. That's what it's all about. Age of Empires 2 came out at the same time. They just had a $2 million Red Bull-sponsored tournament in a castle. That's what Age of Empires 2 is doing. So we are about $2 million short of doing that. So, yeah, if you guys like and comment enough, we'll get there. Give me, like, another year. Give me like one more year. Of course, you guys want to join the fun, redalert2.com. You can join my Discord. You can learn how to download the game. 20 bucks, 10 minutes. You can come play with us. We have divisions, tournaments for all skill levels. We do it every month. It's a great community, cash prizes, lots of fun. Come play. I highly, highly recommend it. All right. Drones, rhinos, dogs. A little bit of a rhino dance early on. Nothing too crazy. Drone going to sneak in bottom side. Okay, okay. Drone doesn't get in. Dogs, rhinos, dogs, rhinos. All right, Luke. And I like Luke with a little bit of map control here. And I gotta say it. I gotta say it one more time. You guys know I gotta do it. Blitz World Cup. Blitz World Cup. Tell your friends, tell your family. Take off the entire month of December. We're running the Blitz World Cup in December. Going to be a massive tournament. Oh, the tank's got out of position there for Luke. Ooh, yeah, bit of a pathing issue there. A couple tanks. And Latov jumps on it, grabs a couple there. Yeah, the Blitz World Cup in December, guys. We're going to be running the top 5 biggest maps from the whole year. So it's going to be a mixed map tournament. We're going to be running all the different divisions. Hopefully getting $500 in cash prizes. Any of you guys want to support, all your donations do go back to the players, go into the prize pool for December. I'm excited about the World Cup. It'll be fun to see players, like the pros will be playing a series, like each game will be a different map, which we've never done before in Blitz. Oh, all the drones get hit. Demo truck on the right side now. Demo truck on the left side gets droned. Demo truck on the right side could take these dogs out. Oh. Nice move there from Luke. Still decent value. Luke needs to be a little bit careful here. About even. And Luke going toe-to-toe right now. Rhinos and dogs with the Deso-King. How are we doing right now on War Factories? Luke ahead. Luke ahead on War Factories. Is Luke going to go broke? Though keep an eye on his money, guys. As soon as the money starts bottoming out, you will not be getting that value that you, yeah. And just like that, that 5th War Factory becomes not so good of an idea. And he goes radar. Luke goes radar too, but Latov also going broke. And sometimes you see that in a game where if you start going broke, you're overproducing. Your opponent doesn't know you're broke, and then he finds himself trying to keep up with you. Ooh, Latov, some missed pathing there. Gets a couple rhinos out of position. Luke pushing in now. Luke now engulfed. The massive volley. Luke tries to grab the higher ground. Luke needs to try to find a way out of this position. I don't think he's going to find one. Keep an eye on Luke's War Factories. I think Luke should probably be switching over to drones now. Luke does get these rhinos out, but an overwhelming amount of rhinos right now from Lat. I swear a second ago Luke had a similar amount of rhinos. Desolators to try to hold the line. The MCV's certainly going down. Ooh, rhinos on a lot of radiation now. But Latov on Battle Lab Tech. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, each War Factory increases your production of tanks by a certain percentage. It's not an exact percentage, so each one's a little different. Your first 3, you want to get 3, 4 War Factories. That's the big one. And then eventually it stops at like 8 or 9. It doesn't do anything anymore. Dreadnoughts punching through. We got an elite Rhino doing work. Latov just dancing away from those Desolators. Kirov coming in. Desolators uncontested right now. Latov now going to bring drones to hold. Latov knows he can close out this game with the drones and the Desolator, or drones and the Dreadnoughts. So he's just going to pump drones in this position. Does have an Iron Curtain coming as well here pretty shortly. So Luke does hold off that Kirov. Luke does have 2 War Factories and a barracks. And Luke, if Luke's gonna go, I don't know. The Desolators, right? There's really nothing to, I don't know. It's so tough. A Soviet versus Soviet matchup when you have a player camping with Desolators. Dives in the radiation with the flak tracks. All right, the demo truck coming on the right side. Demo truck on the left side for Latov. So keep an eye on both demo trucks. Right side goes on radiation, nothing happens. Left side uncontested. Luke cannot afford to lose that War Factory, but it looks like he's going to. He's more focused on the right side engagement, but he is out tanked and on radiation. Demo truck top left is AFK. Tries to dive on that oil. Force shield comes from Latov. Latov holding off that final punch. Luke quits out, and Latov, the Deso-King. Ladies and gentlemen,